Hey guys, so at the time of this recording right now, I am in the process of releasing some of my new movie reactions. I did Vlad Tepes 1979, and my War and Peace 1960s series. Today part 3 got released, and tomorrow part 4 will be released. By the time of this recording, we're already past they should all be released. And I've decided for today, I'm also going to be re-releasing, well, this video is my re-release of my Waterloo 1970 movie reaction. Now, this was my first movie reaction on YouTube, and I had yet not mastered the art of editing movies to get them on YouTube. And while I did get this video up, and while it did do really successfully as my second most viewed video of all time, it still was blocked in a lot of countries. I believe some of the most notable ones were the UK, where a large majority of my audience, according to my analytics, dwells. So a lot of you probably never saw my reaction to this film. So this video is here to reprimand that, and I've released it right after my War and Peace series, so this is my re-released uncopyrighted version. And overall, yeah, I had to do some editing, some screen flipping, so it's gonna look a bit weird, but it should be up now and viewed by everyone, so I feel like I've at least reprimanded that mistake in that aspect. And yeah, overall, I'm gonna be taking a break from movie reactions, because these take a while, and the War and Peace, followed by Vlad, just all of this editing. I'm a bit tired right now, so, yeah. Either way, I hope you can all finally see my Waterloo reaction, and, you know, enjoy. It really is a great film. It was the beginning of my movie reactions about a year ago, like over a year ago, and I hope to do some more in the future. Take care, everyone. Hello there everyone, welcome to the channel if you're new, welcome back if you aren't. I'm EDJ, and I am going to react to a movie, which is a little different from my usual just watching historical YouTubers shtick that I kind of got going on. But yeah, since this March I've kind of been uploading all of, you know, the Napoleon Epic History TV reactions, also adding like, you know, other stuff. Mainly just, it's really Napoleon themed this month, so I decided, hey, how can I add to this? And I decided, let's watch Waterloo 1970, and the only reason I feel bold enough to do a movie reaction right now is because I saw someone else on YouTube, apparently made a video where they reacted to this, like a military expert, so I feel like I want to, like, you know, watch this film, and I've heard nothing but ringing endorsements, mainly from the actor Rod Steiger, I assume it's how it's pronounced, and his performance, since I heard he's playing Napoleon. And through some Google research, I found out Christopher Plummer, who I know mainly from Skyrim, the video game, is portraying the Duke of Wellington. So, yeah, I want to really see this. I heard it's one of, if not the best, Napoleon movie, so, you know, that's quite a ringing endorsement, and I wanna put that statement to the test. So, yeah, look at my cool lighting. Like, I usually have my phone camera, like, shining in my face. The thing is, it's kind of, like, affected me for about a week. That's why I always wear glasses now, in my videos. But, yeah, so I have this cool little lamp hanging over me. But I'm slowly evolving. I like that. I'm slowly evolving in this channel with my content and stuff, my setup. The point is, yeah, I really want to see this. I want to see, you know, the portrayals of the actors. I just want to see a good Napoleon movie. Like, I really want to... We've seen Epic History TV, you know, his videos. I kind of want to see that brought to life. I want to see actors portray these people and, like, make me feel like I'm watching them. You know, a more personal, intimate experience, if you would. And I think this movie might do it for me, hopefully. And, yeah, I think we all need to watch a good Napoleon film after the travesty that was the Ridley Scott adaptation where Napoleon's a psychotic man-child overly obsessed with Josephine. um, like to a really unhealthy, psychotic way, obsession kind of way. So I don't want that Napoleon. That's not Napoleon. That was false Napoleon. That was Napoleon. I'm hoping this brings the real Napoleon to life. So that's really all I have to say, guys. This movie's free on YouTube. There are like multiple versions of this movie that are free. I picked the one with HD. And with that said, I don't really have much else to add, I'm afraid. I just want to see this time period brought to life. I want to be transported back, because I think good movies put you, kind of remove you from your own reality in a sense, and put you in an alternate one, taking you to the past, someone else's story. And that's really what I want from this movie. I want to forget that I'm some normal dude sitting in his house on a raining day watching history videos and worrying about school, and I just want to watch Napoleon in action. So yeah, with that said, without any further ado, let's get right to it. Let's watch Waterloo from 1970. Colombia. Oh snap. Napoleon Bonaparte, inspiring his own people with his military and political genius and his revolutionary fervor, became within a few brief years Emperor of the French and master of all Europe. Heck yeah, he did. In 1812, after 15 years of victory, he met with disaster in the Russian campaign by 1813, defeated by the combined forces of Austria, Russia, Prussia, and England at Leipzig. Napoleon was driven to the very gates of Paris, there to await his destiny. Yeah, these guys look like marshals. I think this is where the marshals persuade Napoleon to just give up. Oh, I see Napoleon. I recognize that hat anywhere, man. Fontainebleau, Wednesday, April 20th.
We are defeated, sire.
For 20 years we followed you. You made a road of glory through Europe.
We cannot even save the suburbs of Paris.
The Austrians. They're in Versailles.
He looks the part, though. Like, if Napoleon? He looks like an older Napoleon.
Abdicate.
Your enemies will allow you to retire to the island of Elba with a personal guard of 1,000 men. It is an honorable exile, sire.
Listen to me, Ney.
Oh, that's Ney?
Thing I despise. It's ingratitude.
Nothing.
What can we do?
We can fight!
Fight! I fortify Paris. I disengage from Austria. I find a line of retreat to Italy, and above all, we must consolidate, mobilize, train the recruits on the march.
There are no more men to mobilize.
The army doesn't want the same thing to happen to Paris as happened to Moscow.
Why are you all so afraid of Wellington? Is it because he beat you in Spain? Is that why?
Yeah, dude, Napoleon, you weren't there, but you should have seen how he manhandled Marmont and Jordan and your brother Joseph. Like, he made them all look like amateurs. Wellington's a beast.
France will not follow you.
France will follow me to the stars if I give her another victory.
I love... Okay, so... Oh boy, this video is gonna be longer if I pause to talk all the time, but... I am loving his, like, demeanor. He's nailing the desperation and sorrow, despair that I imagine Napoleon must have been feeling. Not only does he look the part, but he is acting his heart out. Already in these 4 minutes, like, you know, he's nailing this desperation, this will to fight, and he's the only one who has the desire to fight left in him. I don't know, I think I'm really loving this performance so far, and I'm hoping he continues with it the rest of the movie.
I can't believe my ears.
You all stand before me waving a piece of paper, crying, abdicate, abdicate. I will not! I will not!
Holy crap. Okay, yeah, I'm seeing the ringing endorsements now. This dude, yeah, I think he's gonna nail Napoleon, man. He's already got me captivated, and we're not even we're only 6 minutes in. I'm already like beyond invested in him. I imagine that must have been the hardest thing Napoleon ever did in his life, signing that paper. Yeah, I can't even imagine the despair and like he must have been in, losing it all after so much work. And yeah, I can't even imagine, dude.
Marshal Marmont has surrendered his army to the Austrians. It was his last hope.
Dang. This is... Yeah, this is where he gives his final goodbye to the guard, I think.
Of my old guard, after 20 years, I have come to say goodbye. France has fallen. So remember me. Though I love you all, I cannot embrace you all.
I can't even imagine how the guard must have felt, like, devastated because Napoleon had such a rapport with his soldiers. Oh yeah, he did kiss the flag. I remember from the oversimplified video.
With this kiss, remember me. Goodbye, my soldiers. Goodbye, my sons. Goodbye, my children.
Wow. Dang, everyone is... Dude, everyone is bringing their A game. This acting, especially I have to give praise to Rod here, like... Dang, dude, he's bringing it. Like, this is like... I think this is exactly how I imagined Napoleon was. Like, there's something about... He obviously radiates, like, this charisma about his performance. You know, this despair, this powerful, you know, like, talk. You can just tell this is a man who's been through a lot. And even, I love the old guard shots where they're just all clearly, you know, distraught at the loss of Napoleon. And, like, so sad to see him go. Man, everyone's bringing it right now, dude. Even A there. Oh, forgive me. May 1814, Napoleon sailed into exile on the small Mediterranean island of Elba. After 10 months, Napoleon escaped from Elba in a desperate gamble. With less than 1,000 men, he invaded the mainland of Europe, which is ballsy on its own, right? The fact, like, he had like, what, 400 dudes, and he just walked back up to Europe, and yeah, I guess we're gonna skip the Elba portion. Makes sense, there's probably not much to do there, but, yeah.
Has escaped from Elba.
No, what did he call Napoleon? Wait. I'm so sorry, I need to hear that again.
The monster has escaped from Elba.
The monster? Did he call Napoleon the monster?
Marshal Soult, you will keep command of our troops here in Paris.
That's Soult? Okay, wait. I'm so sorry. That's Soult. I'm not gonna lie, I thought that was MacDonald for a second. Like, when I was seeing him in the background, is that MacDonald? He looked like MacDonald, but no, that's Soult.
Marshal Ney, you will be the first to confront the werewolf.
But I promise your majesty I'll bring him back to Paris in an iron cage.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god, stop fucking lying.
Dang, Nay. But Nay, I'm gonna need you to stop capping. We know we know you're not gonna turn on Napoleon. Only because we know Nay joins back with Napoleon, but yeah. Marshal Ney's probably just lying to himself. He's like, nah, I'm going back to my bro, Napoleon. Good old Boney, you know? Yeah, this is the scene where they all rally back to Napoleon. Hopefully it's better done than the Ridley Scott adaptation. I really like that little detail. You see some of the guards who were crying earlier, really sad at his leaving, all back, and you also see some marshals have already rallied to him. I don't know, I like that little detail I just caught. Look at Ney, he's like overwhelmed. He's about to take back Paris without even firing a single bullet. Just the pure charisma of Napoleon, man.
Soldiers of the 5th. You recognize me? You want to kill your emperor? Here I am.
I love how there is no music. I don't know why, but when scenes remove music and it's just... it really is effective, man.
Fire!
No!
Vive l'empereur!
That scene was incredibly well done. I love that. Unlike the Ridley Scott where Napoleon's like, I'm really calling for my home. I just want to go home and see Josephine. Like, what? I'm sorry, I can't get over that. That was so, like, he radiated so much anti-charisma in that movie, Joaquin Phoenix. It was amazing that anyone would ever follow that dude into war. But here, man, it's like, just Napoleon's sheer charisma. I love how he called out, like, soldiers of the 5th, like, he knows them, you know, in a way that their new king doesn't, and, you know, he's speaking their language in a sense, right? And it's like, you know, go ahead, murder me, I'm right here, I'm not gonna fight, and then they just like, heck no, we're going back to you, Napoleon. And I think it happened more than once in real life. There's just... man, you can't deny Napoleon's charisma, and it's like perfectly captured in this movie. Look at Ney up there, acting like he's not happy Napoleon's back. Stop capping, Ney. Just admit you're happy.
Follow me to Grenoble.
I have come back!
Dude, Napoleon had won Waterloo legitimately for at least a bit there. I think that would have probably been regarded as like the greatest comeback in all of history.
I have come back only to make France happy! I am France and France is me!
I understand you made a promise to the king.
Yes, sir.
Something about a cage?
Yes.
What was it? Exactly.
I said I'd bring you back to Paris. In an iron cage.
That's what I heard you said.
I will say, it's interesting to see Ney in this movie, because Ney really comes across as the Marshal, you know what I mean? Like, he's always there, there's a lot of focus on him. You could say he's like almost a main character as Napoleon with how much focus he's getting and screen time. And yeah, I guess in a way, yeah, I guess Ney kind of was, like, because yeah, at this point, a lot of Napoleon's old closest group is gone. Bethier wasn't joining him, Lannes is dead, you know, Davout and him were never that close, Murat and him fell out. So yeah, I guess Ney really did kind of become, like, arguably the most important marshal at this point in history, or at least like the closest Napoleon had, probably.
Fouché, see me in a half hour. We have a small problem to solve.
What, sire?
What? Why, when France wakes up tomorrow morning, it must have a government. And you, Drouot, are a man. A rare man. Untainted and true. Will you join me? I need you.
With all my heart, sire.
Thank you, Drouot. Obviously not Soult. Silence! You're to be my chief of staff, accept?
I accept, sire.
Good, Soult. All's well that ends well.
Yeah, I think, like, unfortunately Bethier wasn't down to rejoin Napoleon, which kind of sucks, because I think Bethier really was important. And the thing is, when Napoleon came back in Waterloo, not all his marshals joined back with him. You know, so he lost some of his, you know, I guess you could say, like, some of this original talent and skill he had. Like, Murat, arguably, probably if he had Murat there, things could have gone different, because I still think Murat is, like, the best of cavalry leaders. I know Napoleon was unwilling to take him back, but I really think Murat, if he had been there, he probably would have, things would have been different. Like, Ney is famous for his like, misplaced charge at Waterloo, so maybe Murat would have made the mistake. Bethier would have been there, and yeah, like a lot of things probably would have gone different, but unfortunately not all of his marshals, especially some, like, weren't willing to come back to him, and that kind of drained some of his, you know, I guess you can say talent pool, you know.
To my dear Prince Alexis.
Yeah, I think this is to Emperor Alexander, Tsar Alexander of Russia. Oh my, yeah, he looks. Oh man, at one point they were a power couple, man. You know, that life-changing kiss that they shared at the Treaty of Tilsit, man. You would have sworn they would have been the power couple of Europe, but one of the greatest, like, breakups in all of history, you know. By the way, I'm just joking, obviously. I know they're not gay, but, like, you know, I like joking about this.
I did not usurp the crown. I found it in the gutter, and I picked it up with
with my sword. And it was the people, Alexis. The people who put it on my head.
Wow.
He who saves a nation violates no law.
Dang, dude, Rod is just eating this up. He is owning this role. I legitimately... You know when an actor is so good you don't see the actor, you just see the character? Like, legitimately, though, I'm just seeing Napoleon. Like, I'm so entranced when he has, like, these scenes, and then, like, that's like Napoleon. That's like exactly how I imagine Napoleon was, you know? He is owning this role, man.
To my beloved wife, I beg you, not only as my wife, but as the daughter of Austria, my enemy, please return to me my most precious possession, my son. Your Royal Highness, you've been my most generous enemy for 20 years. But now I want peace. Peace.
No.
Well, they've done it. Declared me an enemy of humanity. All Europe has declared war against me. Not against France, but against me.
How much of a boss you need to be to have literally all of Europe just against you? They're not against France, they're just against one person. That's how afraid they were of Napoleon. That's how much, like, beef that they had with this one dude. Like, it is amazing. Like, that's like unheard of, right? Like, nations being like, yeah, we're just against you. I don't know, man. That's just telling of Napoleon's, like, just the impact he had in the world.
They dignify you, sire, by making you a nation.
Dignify.
They started the war. Let them bleed.
Yeah, in all fairness, yeah, most of the coalition started the wars. They're the ones who declared war first. You know? Oh, man.
Yes, let him bleed. Well, I'll discuss peace over Wellington's dead body. That's my peace table.
Yeah, I think what was telling is that Napoleon, like I said, at this point, France is beyond done. It's spent. It's exhausted from so much war and suffering that Napoleon, and you know, the coalition had like, what, over 1 million people from all these nations to just charge once Napoleon returned, and they were all mobilizing to fight Napoleon. Yeah, Napoleon's idea was to defeat Wellington and Bluecourt, land a decisive blow, and then negotiate upon that, you know, for his throne. But I've said it before, I really don't think that was gonna work. I think at this point they were done. I keep saying the Frankfurt proposals were Napoleon's last chance to negotiate his throne and to keep it. Here it's a bit too late to go. Like, I think the rest of Europe was so done with him, and they knew he couldn't. They arguably knew that they had the manpower and resources to not surrender. So even if he had beaten Bluecourt and Wellington, I literally think the rest of Europe would have charged. And then it would have probably been a replay of what happened in the 6 Days campaign. Napoleon probably winning battles and battles, but just the odds and the manpower he couldn't overcome, and he didn't have. So I really think, like, yeah, Napoleon was done at this point. Waterloo, I think if I had to describe it, the 6 Days campaign felt like the end, like, of the book. You know, like the final chapter of Napoleon's book. I feel like Waterloo feels like an epilogue in a way. Like, in my opinion, it feels like the epilogue, the final swan song for Napoleon, you know? That's how I personally think of it.
The armies of Wellington and Blücher have separated, sire.
Separated?
Yes, sire.
You know what we do, Soult? We push Blucher's side, then we march on to Wellington, eh?
Yes.
Then it'll be a bloody day.
You know, there's a lot of factors that I feel like stopped Napoleon. Like, yeah, like, in a weird way, Blucher and Wellington separating, like, was the perfect opportunity for Napoleon, because he thrived on separating his enemies and taking them out, like, through little portions. And, like, in a weird way, the setup to Waterloo really favored Napoleon in a weird way. It's like, you know, oh, I get to do what I do best. And, you know, there were factors that stopped Napoleon from, like, what should have been on paper a classic Napoleon victory, as many before, didn't work out because, you know, for one, the enemies ended up actually meeting Blucher and Wellington. He couldn't actually take one out before. And all that is time, you know, like, Napoleon wanted to start the battle much earlier, but he lost precious hours. And as we know in war, losing hours, like in Leipzig, and not knowing how close the other enemy is what kind of undid Napoleon. And, like, yeah, if the terrain had been more favorable, and Napoleon had started the battle when he wanted to, and they hadn't charged, you know, Napoleon probably would have won, like, a classic Napoleon victory. It's like, you know, I don't know. Okay, yeah, these are the British. So yeah, I think that's the Duke of Wellington there.
They're the salt of England, Arthur.
Scum. Nothing but beggars and scoundrels. All of them. Gin is the spirit of their patriotism.
Yet you expect them to die for you?
Mm-hmm.
Out of duty?
Mm-hmm.
I doubt if even Bonaparte could draw men to him by duty.
Oh, Boney's not a gentleman.
Arthur, what an Englishman you are.
On a field of battle, his hat is worth 50,000 men. But he's not a gentleman.
Love the respect he gave to Napoleon there.
Is it true what they say that he's a monster?
He eats laurels and drinks blood.
And when?
And he's also short, like he's like 4 foot tall. Imagine they're just continuing that because it's the British who like really pushed the Napoleon is short thing. But you're telling me the Duke of Wellington's wife is a huge Napoleon fan? Just like all of us here watching this video, huh? No wonder the Duke of Wellington felt like he needed to beat Napoleon. He needed to show his wife that he's cooler. By the way, I'm just joking. I don't really know much about the Duke of Wellington and his personal life. So, yeah, this is definitely different because like I said, I came into this knowing a lot about Napoleon. But Duke of Wellington, other than his, like, you know, being a really great leader of, you know, military leader, don't really know much about his personal life or his character, but I really like this this performance Christopher Plummer is putting on. Like, I don't know, very like, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, but I really like him. You know, I'm not gonna lie with you guys, I've always kind of wanted to go into like one of these like, you know, these balds. I don't know, I just like always been captivated by them, and you know, like I always kind of wanted to be at one, you know. I mean, obviously no one holds balds anymore. Nowadays it's let's go to the club, and then, you know, a lot of twerking, but yeah, I always kind of wondered because like when you see these like, you know, in like movies and stuff, like these balls and paintings, everyone has like, you know, this like dancing around each other and they're not hitting each other. Like, did they like practice, or was everyone like, they had like a choreograph or like a routine? Because I feel like I'd be bumping. I feel like I would be hitting everyone. Oh boy, I would ruin the entire event. This would be me if I showed up to a ball just like, what's going on?
He has come between both our armies. Where? At Shalwa. Shalwa.
Dang. I love that little like smirk he gave. It's like for a second he saw the future and realized he's about to own Napoleon and Waterloo. Yeah, he's like, I'm about to end this man's career. I'm about to end old Bodhi's career. Sent his short little butt back to Elba or something. Poor Napoleon. He was average height for the time.
If Marshal Blucher stays in Belgium, I stay too.
On that promise, Lord Duke, Blucher would tie his men to trees if necessary.
These 4 roads here.
Quatre Bras, he's bound to go for them, sir.
If we can't hold him there, I'll stop him here.
Yeah, the Duke of Wellington, every time I've heard him talk about Napoleon, it's like very respectful. Like, I think the Duke of Wellington really did, you know, respect Napoleon. And yeah, I really like in Christopher Plummer's like portrayal. It's very like reserved, but like methodical, like in a way. Like, that's how I kind of imagine the real Duke of Wellington. Like, Napoleon's like this passionate, you know, overly charismatic guy. And I imagine, like, yeah, the Duke of Wellington is more like I said, reserved, methodical, you know. I think that, like, I'm really liking this, like, difference between the two. And I think both actors are just really, you know, doing a great job.
I caught him at Quatre Bras. He's retreating!
If he's retreating, what are you doing here?
Well, I came to make my report.
If Wellington's retreating, what are you doing here? Why didn't you follow him? Why didn't you pursue him?
Where were the reinforcements you promised me?
Don't you dare criticize me! Don't you dare! Don't you see if Wellington's free to choose his ground? Everything I've won in this campaign, you've lost!
Marshal Blucher, the center is broken.
Yeah, something about Ney during the Waterloo era, he was a little off, like I said, like the cavalry charge, which is weird, because Ney never, I can't remember from the Epic History TV, he never made like a big mistake, like, you know, very brave, very tough, and there's just something about Waterloo, like something was off with the dude. I don't know if what was going on there, but yeah, you know. Yeah. Man, I wish Davout had been there. I wish Davout had been in all these epic battles, like Leipzig, freaking Waterloo. I legitimately think he would have, like, yeah, I think he would have easily turned the tides, or, like, been, you know, much more useful. Oh, no.
I have ordered a retreat.
Retreat? I am 72 and a proud soldier.
Is that Blue Curd?
This steel is my worth.
30,000 men, 1/3 of my army. You take them in and you pursue. You understand? You pursue Blucher. You don't let them regroup. You don't let them consolidate. And above all, you don't let them rejoin.
No, I think he's a Grouchet, never mind.
But there are 10 different ways and directions Blucher might go, sire. Wavre and Namur.
Blucher is not a scatter of birds, Marshal Grouchy. We'll find him.
Okay, I'm loving that. I'm just trying to guess every marshal. I'm like, okay, you're Grouchet, you're Ney, you're Soult, alright.
That must be the whole army.
They're still positioning, sire.
Never interrupt your enemy when he's making a mistake. That's bad manners, eh?
Oh man, yeah, the famous Napoleon quote.
It may surprise you to know, Picton, that I saw this ground a year ago. And I've kept it in my pocket.
It's something about Wellington. The man was the master of choosing places where he could fight. Like, I think there's a technical term for that I'm missing, but yeah, Wellington was the master of picking and choosing the battlefield that will most benefit him. We saw that with like how he handled with Masada and so many, like how he would often pull back a lot, which only to find a more strategic place, you know, to go and fight against Napoleon's marshals. The man was a master of that.
Obviously, he's no student of Caesar. He's positioned himself badly. He's got the trees at his back.
Yeah, Napoleon's a bit overconfident, like, you know. So far where we got in, he's like, haha, Blucher and Wellington have separated, what fools, and you know. Yeah, I don't know how the real Napoleon felt, but yeah, in this movie it portrays him very, like, overconfident. Like I said, like, in a weird way, the setup to Waterloo felt like it would be a classic victory for Napoleon. Everything set up, the enemy separated, Wellington, I guess, is back to the trees, you know, just everything felt like the perfect setup for a classic Napoleon victory, the divide and conquer, as he's done so many times before Waterloo. And like, it's so weird because it's like it didn't work, you know? So many factors stopped it from working as it probably should have.
Why is he standing there? What is his reason? Has he lost his caution? There must be something I don't understand.
If only Blucher could outrun Grouchy. Give me the help of even one corps. The Prussians.
No offense to Grouchy, man. But man, I wish Davout had been there. And you know, I know Davout was in Paris, you know. I believe he was at Paris during the time, because Napoleon trusted him. But man, Davout I think would have been more useful in the battlefield, dude. Like, legitimately, how do you not have the Prussian Slayer, Davout himself, chase Blucher? I think he would have, like, decimated Blucher. Oh, man. I'm sorry. Davout's my favorite marshal, and I feel like he is, like, oddly enough, Napoleon obviously trusted him and put him in positions, but there were also times I feel like he didn't use him at certain times. He probably needed him the most. Like, I think Waterloo, when he came back, Davout should have probably been there the whole time with Napoleon. And, you know, Leipzig, like, I don't know. Granted, I know Davout was only just one dude, and I'm acting like he would instantly win Napoleon everything, but I think, like, he probably would have been more of use, if you ask me.
You may fight your battle, Field Marshal. You may fight your battle.
Where is Grouchy?
And his 30,000 men. Grouchy is following us. Step by step. He's not between us.
Oh boy, Napoleon looks worse for wear. But man, I'm loving seeing this strategy playing out. These guys are all planning, the logistics, you know. Yeah, the Duke of Wellington in a way really did take a huge risk, and it paid off, you know. And, yeah, I'm really loving, like I said, the performances. I can't praise them enough. But boy, yeah, Napoleon looks worse for wear. I think he was sick at Waterloo too, which also affected him a bit, you know?
I mustn't be sick. I must have strength for tomorrow. My body's dying. Yet my brain is still good.
That's kind of the thing, though. Napoleon was still like a genius in terms of like tactics and abilities, and as we demonstrated, he never lost his touch. But the thing is, so many factors were holding him back, especially here at Waterloo, you know, the weather, some of the bad calls by his marshals like Grouchy and Ney, and yeah, there's just so much, you know, like holding it back of what should have probably been a victory. So yeah, Napoleon's not at his... I would say he's past his heyday, but in terms of just being a genius, he never stopped being that. Dang, look at all those people there. I don't know how much of this is CGI. I don't know how CGI was in the 70s. I don't really watch much movies from the 70s, but yeah, just they're really capturing the large scale because it looks like there are so many people there, you know?
We attack at 9. What's the condition of the ground?
It will not dry before noon, sire.
Yeah. Yeah, so much of Napoleon's plan really was attacking earlier. Yeah, he seems really distraught. You can kind of just tell from his eyes. He looks... Yeah, the actor's doing a great job. Rod, just... He looks, like... desperate in a weird way.
If we could attack at 12, it would be better. Battles are lost in 1.25 hours.
If Wellington were on the move, then I would say, go now. But he is sitting, sire, with the mud in his favor.
Yeah. Man, I wonder if Napoleon had gotten his way and attacked earlier. You think that would have probably won? Like, I hear a lot of people say that, yeah, that would have, like, he would have won, because, you know, he got delayed, and it really goes to show you just the importance of, like, being punctual, especially with Napoleon, who is racing against the clock, that he's wasting hours he can't afford. And just like 4 hours could make such a difference, right?
As I am second in command, and in case anything should happen to you, what are your plans?
To beat the French.
Love that. I am amazed that those are actually all a bunch of people. It looks like it. I'm amazed by the amount of people they got gathered. That looks like a legit army. I mean, look at that! Holy... Dang, that's impressive. That's like a real Napoleonic army brought to life.
There's the great thief of Europe himself.
Your Grace, Napoleon has ridden within range. May I have your permission to try a shot?
Certainly not.
I like how respectful the Duke of Wellington is. I don't know, I just love... I love that he's like giving Napoleon his respect, even if he's calling him a monster and all that. He's like, yeah, it's like real, recognizing real, you know?
Commanders of armies have something better to do than to fire at each other.
You can tell by the position of his guns, his might is on the right side. So that's what he's afraid of, his right. We tease him on the right side. Then if he weakens his center to support the right, then I'll know the caliber of this English aristocrat. His main strength is beyond that hill. What he shows me is only a facade. He is clever. Clever.
So many people, dang.
Well, that opens the ball.
Oh my gosh.
He's committed Foyle's division now, sir. He intends to turn us on the right.
What the Master seems to intend and what he does will be as different as White Knight to Black Bishop.
We can quickly move the 95th down, sir.
I do not intend to run around like a wet hen. There'll be plenty of time, sir.
He hasn't moved. He's nailed himself to his ridge. This Englishman has two qualities that I admire. Caution, and above all, courage.
I love how Picton showed up, like, in this, like, casual, like, top hat and stuff. I don't know why. I'm just, like, admiring he showed up to this war like that.
Violence Brigade is broke. Plug the gap, if you please. Now's the time for the heavy cavalry, I think.
By all means, sir.
On, you drunken rascals! You whores melt! You thieves! You blackguards!
Oh, dang. Oh, dang, he got hit. I thought it was just through his hat. Oh my goodness. Dang, well, I need to look at that again. Dude, those... I can't believe it. I legit think they're just a bunch of people, and I can't believe they assembled so many people for, like... Dang, they really got the scope, man. Like, just all those people and soldiers in the battles, like... Dang, it is beyond impressive. Look at that! Legitimately, look at that. It's like an actual charge, man.
But we'll match them with our lances.
Oh my gosh. Dude, did they legitimately throw horses around like that? Oh my gosh. Oh, you just see that horse just did a oh my gosh. This is insane. This legitimately feels like a battle. Holy crap. That is beautiful. Oh my gosh, either this is the greatest, like... This might be one of the most impressive battles I've ever seen in a put on screen. I wonder how long it took them to get so many people, like, on horseback and trained, and like it's a legitimately... looks like a painting, you know? This is what I imagine, like... It must have looked like these cavalry battles.
Stop that useless noise! You'll hurt yourself.
Dude, the Duke of Wellington's kind of funny. Like, he's kind of like been the source of like levity in this movie. Dang. Dang, man, they just got him. Holy crap. I also wonder how much they trained the horses, but yeah, that's like... Yeah, these things were brutal, man, these fights. And I just love seeing it. You know, I kind of really like this era, because, like, we've kind of done away with swords and, like, lances and, like, horses in, like, modern war, you know? Like, this was a cool era in which that some of that was still used, you know? We're kind of past, like, the Hellenistic... early knights era with just swords and lances and javelins and all that, and because we have fire power now, but like it's cool because it's still like implemented. Like there's still lancers, there's still like swords being used, horses. Like this is a really cool era, because like I said, when it comes to more modern warfare, I'm not as interested in researching it, because I don't know, I find it like not as engaging to look at. I don't know, because nowadays we have, like, drones and guns and snipers, and you know, like, I don't know, there's something cool that this era still preserved some of classic warfare, that I think that's why I still am really interested in it, unlike modern warfare, where I'm not really that interested in, like, researching it. You know, I don't know what era of war I would fight in. Like, it all sucks, don't get me wrong. Like, would I rather fight nowadays where, like, a dude could snipe me from miles away, I wouldn't even see him, he could just get me? Or would I fight, like, here, or would I fight, like, back then, where you had to be up close and personal, stabbing people with swords, and the most you have to worry about is, like, an archer hitting you, you know? It all sucks. War is bad. I think we can all agree on that. Man, I don't know what era. You know, I'd probably go with older eras, because, like, nowadays, like, I don't know, a bomb could just hit me off, like a hidden bomb, mine could blast me to bits, or, like I said, a dude could snipe me and I would never even see him. At least then, you could at least see your enemy, and the worst you had to worry about was them getting closer and gutting you. Yeah, I'd probably fight an older era, because... yeah, it'd probably be... I'd probably at least think I'd maybe make it out alive. At least I'd have a better chance than nowadays.
If you will not march to the sound of the guns, allow me to go.
And divide my force? France would hang me.
Oh, Grushi, if only you knew. If only you knew the truth. Oh, man. Poor Grushi. Imagine getting blamed for Napoleon's defeat because you decided to stick to your orders, which in, like, most militaries is, like, the good thing to do, right? Like, that's what the military promotes. Follow your orders from your superiors, you know? But it's so weird. Yeah. Poor Grushi, man. I don't think he deserves the hate his legacy has gotten, you know?
Where is Grouchy?
Not there, Napoleon. I'm sorry.
Need those men! Where is Grouchy? Why do I have to do everything myself?
Sire! Sire, are you wounded? As your doctor, I advise you to come off the field, sire. I'm all right. It's just my stomach. I'm all right. I'm all right.
After I'm dead and I'm gone, what do you think the world will say of me?
That you're short, sire. No, I'm joking. But kind of in a way, yeah. They'll say you're short, sire. And they'll also make really bad movies about you. Well, not all of them, mainly just Ridley Scott. But, you know, they'll make a pretty cool Waterloo one.
He's concentrating his cavalry. The infantry is still sitting. Smoke without fire. What's he at?
Is this the time for Wellington? Not Wellington's. Ney's charge? Yeah, I think Ney's charge, he wasn't supported by much, huh? He just charged. And that allowed the square formation to easily wreck him.
Wellington's retreating! Wellington's retreating! Mio, follow me!
Yeah, Ney made... Oh, man. Dude, Ney. Like I said, it's so weird to watch Ney make a mistake that big. Because I was thinking the Epic History TV series, he's always been there, always so reliable. I can't even remember him, like, making any blunders, and yeah, Waterloo is just, he made this call, and like, yeah, he misinterpreted the information of Wellington retreating, but it's just so weird to see Ney make a mistake like that, you know?
Are you with me?
What? All these shots are beyond impressive. This movie rocks, but like, the cavalry charges I think are the best. Like, there's just something so cool about seeing so much horsemen there. It's just amazing. Holy crap. Dude, do you see this? This is my favorite shot of the film. This film already had so many great ones, but man, seeing the square formation, like, live, oh, that's beautiful.
What's he doing there? How can a man go forward with the cavalry without infantry support? What's the matter with you?
Yeah, that seems like such an oversight, especially for Ney, who's such a battle-hardened veteran. Yeah, I know he saw them as retreating and all that, but man, dang, that's like such a huge blunder, man. Dude, just the chaos. This movie is amazing, and it's depicting how ugly and just chaotic this scene must have been in real life.
The farmhouse is ours! Long live France!
So, yes, sir. You write a letter to Paris? Yes. Right now? And you tell them that? What time do you think it is? I think about 6 o'clock, sir. Good. You tell them that? At 6 o'clock? Yes. We broke Wellington's forces? Yes, yes, sir. And we won the battle? No. Tell them that we won the war. We won the war.
It's still amazing that even with like the mistakes and like, you know, Napoleon, like with Ney's charge, Grouchy not being there right away, Napoleon's health, and starting the battle late, it is amazing that Waterloo was still really close until Blucher showed up. Like, it was close between Wellington and Napoleon.
Give me night. Or give me Blucher.
Wellington's beaten. He's bled to death. Now move the old guard forward, then on to Brussels.
I'm abandoning my position on the left, sir. I want what remains of us here. Here! Here. Every brigade, every battalion, here!
Sire, the Prussians are in the woods! Blucher is in the woods! I made one mistake in my life. I should have burnt Berlin. On, my children!
Now, Maitland! Now's your time! Grouchy! Look!
And the old guard just breaks down just like
Why are you all
that. Huh?
standing there like frightened children? What are you afraid of? You call yourselves soldiers? So, remember that you're a general. The Prussians are too late. You understand? Too late. Wellington is beaten. Don't you understand? Wellington is beaten. Where's your faith? I've been in this position before at the Battle of Marengo. I lost the battle at 5 o'clock, but I won it back again at 7!
The old guard has broken!
Dang, man.
Sire! Sire! You must get out! You must escape!
If I die, it will be here, in the field, with my men! Sire! Please, sire!
The enemy must not touch you! France must not lose you! Sire! The battle is lost! We died to save your life! Where is Boucher?
Where is Boucher? Vive la France!
You must stay alive, sire!
You have done all that the honor of war requires. His Grace the Duke of Wellington invites you to save your lives. Will you agree to surrender?
Merde!
Why no way? Why? Why? Why?
Next to a battle lost, the saddest thing is a battle won.
Man, that really sums it up, huh? Just the ugliness of war, you know? Sometimes I think we have an idea of, like, you know, lifting it up as some glorious thing, but really is just a very ugly thing. And I think this last portion of this film is really nailing it. Like, we're past I guess all the explosions and fighting, and I was just
Must
like,
leave this place of dead flesh.
They will chain you, like Prometheus, to a rock, where the memory of your own greatness will gnaw you.
And so that was Waterloo from 1970, and that was great. That was a really beautiful film, and I think I love the setup, I love the battle. I think that's like it looks so awesome from everything. It was like perfectly played. It's like legitimately like witnessing an actual Napoleonic battle, though I imagine a real one would be even more bloody and chaotic, oddly, you know? And yeah, it's just like everything was great about this movie. The soundtrack, the visuals, the war, the performances I love from Plummer as, you know, Wellington, who was amazing, right up there with Rod as Napoleon, like, yeah, I see now why people would call this the best Napoleon movie. It is very deserving of that title, and I loved it, man. That was cool. It was like being in the thick of it and just seeing it play out. Like, this is just, man, I give this movie like a 10 out of 10. Like, this is an awesome movie, dude. This was awesome and so tragic, especially near the end, as you know, at the end, people just died, and, even despite all these glories, these leaders win at war, it's still such an ugly thing, where we go around murdering each other for reasons, and overall, I really loved that movie. It was great, guys. I loved it. And I'm not 10 out of 10. I'll leave it at that. Thank you all for watching with me. I'll see you all later. Bye, everyone.